Okie dokie, everybody. Another video for Nature Box Pet Emporium. What I am doing right here, right now, is finishing the doors for a terrarium that I've made. Something that we do at Nature Box Pet Emporium is make a lot of our own terrariums. You can buy custom ones from different vendors across the country on the internet. We do make some of our own. It's not something that we, really advertise because it takes a lot of time to do this. And by making this video, just kind of illustrate a little bit of what goes into making your own custom terrarium. So I need two doors. The door panels are going to be 9 by 13 and 3/8 inch. What I'm going to do is cut a strip 9 inches long, and then two pieces that are 13 and 3/8 inch long, 3/8 of an inch long rather. So what I need to do is mark, and this is done in my garage, by the way, which is a disaster, so I apologize for some of the clutter that you will undoubtedly see in the video. So I'm marking 9 inches on the one side, and then 9 inches on the other side, so I know I'm good and gonna be good and square. Then take the glass and reposition it a little closer to the end of the table, and then get my straight edge, get that to where I want it. So the dimension 9 is the width, so there's going to be an inch overlap from each of the panels. So if I'm a little off on this, it's no big deal. Here's my glass cutter, just a standard self-oiling glass cutter. Definitely took me a while to get the hang of it. Still definitely learning. I am no expert whatsoever. Not by any stretch of the imagination am I, more than simply adequate at this. So here's my mark, and then I'm also taking into account, if you can see that, there's probably an 1/8 of an inch offset between where the cutter is from the edge of the tool. So got everything kind of lined up, happy with what it looks like. Get it right there, and even pressure all the way across, drag it back. You want it to sound like you're ripping a piece of paper. So unfortunately I wobbled a little bit there, but like I said, this is not a super critical measurement, so no big deal. I also could have what I usually do, because I didn't think I would mess up, is I clamp this so I don't have to worry about holding this so much. I just keep on going straight across. So tips for those of you who want to do this by yourself. So now it's scored, and it should break across that score. Usually I have gloves for this. I'll use these gloves. These aren't my working with glass gloves, but they'll work, because just in case I mess up, I don't want to slice my hand up, because that would be no fun whatsoever. So what I'm going to do is lift it up and gently push it down, and hopefully break it all across that score mark. So on 3, 1, 2, and 3. There you go. Ta-da! So, yeah, a little disappointed in myself that I missed that line right there, but whatever. This is a terrarium for myself. If I was building this for somebody, I would probably do that over, because I don't want to deliver, something that's kind of half-assed, for lack of a better term. So then what I'm going to do now is mark out 13 3/8 of an inch. So we got 13 3/8. I'll even fudge that a little bit and go on the inside of that. And then do it down here. Actually, I'm going to double check that. So that's like really like 13 and 6/16. Right, it's hard to see the mark, but it's right there. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually 5/16. 6/16 would be 3/8. So we're gonna go 13 and 5/16. So again, 13, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5/16. And then again, take my my straight edge. Now with this cut, you can't really go off because this is a true straight edge on this side of the glass. However, this is not. So you're going to go off the marks that you made. So you make a square score. So looks pretty good there. Looks pretty good there. If you were a real glazer or you did a lot of this, there's actual squares that you can buy that line everything up really nice. So again, even pressure. Much better that time. And again, we'll do the gloves because I'm not a big fan of getting cut. And bring it to the end of the table. There's the score line. You could probably see there. Up and down, 1, 2, 3. And you have 1/2 of a door. So let's do that one more time. Actually, let's do this. So remember we said we're going to do 13 and 5/16. 13 5/16 and 13 and 5/16. We're good there. Straight edge, and again, make sure it's roughly 1/8 of an inch away from your mark, so you don't make it too big. Line it up, make sure that the tool, the actual cutting tip, is on that black line. And again, even pressure, ripping paper sound. We're good. It's almost like I know what I'm doing, kind of. Beautiful Colorado afternoon in the garage again, and once again also sorry about the mess. So well, let's put a little weight on that so it breaks. Just random stuff on my table. So again, 1, 2, and ta-da! Now the edges of this are pretty darn sharp, so I don't have a big fancy sander like you do if you were, doing this on a production scale. I just have a diamond tipped, I don't know, it's like a sanding block. So I just go across and knock that sharp edge down, because that will cut you. Trust me, I know. Don't get too carried away. Just knocking the edge down. just a skosh. And of course, do the other side. Very straightforward here. Nothing that is complicated. You could skip this part if you wanted to, but then you'd probably slice yourself up, so I don't recommend that. See, now you can rub your hand on it and you're not going to get cut. I would not do that on an edge that I have not done this step, because I would cut myself and that would not be fun. So there's one. Do the second one real quick. If I do more of these, if I start doing more rather, I will definitely get a belt sander that all you have to do really is go bzzz, and then this whole process is done with a whole lot less effort. And even then, this isn't bad. It just, just takes up time, because you got to figure each terrarium is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, roughly 10 pieces. 10 pieces of glass that you have to cut, that you have to sand, that you have to just make sure you get it right, silicone it, let it sit, clean it up, etc., etc. So now you have 2 pieces of glass that, aside from my little bit of unsquareness, are pretty darn close. So we're going to go inside and see if they fit. Okie dokie, and we're back. What I have done is I just cleaned the glass. So it's clean. And let's go ahead and see if this is actually going to work. A little bit nervous, haven't tried it. Hopefully it does. Woohoo! It's a little tighter on this side. I must have used more silicone, but all in all, not too shabby. Oh man, I am excited. There you go. Next time, yeah, that really doesn't look too bad actually. Not that bad of an overlap. So there you have it. So this is the terrarium that I already made. All the terrariums I do have at a minimum a stainless steel vent on the top. I don't do the Euro vent because I'm not comfortable with cutting the glass at that crazy of an angle, just to make the arch here. I have done a couple of the Sherman vents, kind of invented by Richard Sherman on one of the other frog forums. So that gives a nice little Euro vent to create a draft to keep the door from fogging. Something that I do and I don't do is I will also put door trim along the sides. It just kind of depends on how I'm feeling and what the customer wants. There's always going to be just a little bit of a gap right there. So let's see, use a carrot seed package. Well, maybe not that good. Let's go with a little plastic wrapper. So you can see there's definitely not much, but there's a little gap there. So if you were really, OCD on your fruit flies, this side's a little bit bigger. I would say that's less than a 1/16 of an inch of a gap, but you know, fruit flies will get out of that. So if you want to totally alleviate that, you can put a trim on each side, but you know, then you just lose some of the clean look. So total personal preference, but there you go. That is a finished Nature Box Pet Emporium custom terrarium. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Hit that like and subscribe button down below. Leave a comment. Let me know what you would like to see. I'm going to post videos of all kinds of cool reptiles that we have as our retail store location starts to take shape. We're going to take videos of what we're doing there and how everything's going. So, other than that, thanks for watching, and we'll hear from you soon.